Let's roll, everybody. So, hi and good morning. And those of you that I haven't seen for a while, really nice to see you. And those of you that I don't know, my name's Rebecca. I have taught at the Y Yoga for off and on for about 5.5 years. And right now I'm virtual, obviously. I'm in Portland, Oregon, and I have been traveling and been in Colorado for a long time. That's where I ended up when COVID happened. So we're all still dealing with this kind of crazy time. And what I'd like to talk about this morning is how we can use breath work to help us with what I call ambiguous anxiety. So there's this underlying anxiety happening for everyone right now. And if you know anything about the systems of the body, of course, we go to the Y to work our muscular system and our skeletal system. And we know how that affects the rest of our systems. But the system that is really kind of running the show is the nervous system. And the nervous system has, it's called the autonomic nervous system. And there's two divisions in the nervous system. There's the sympathetic nervous system and there's the parasympathetic nervous system. So if you think of the two systems as the accelerator in the car and the brake, the sympathetic nervous system is the accelerator. And right now in our lives, what is happening, the sympathetic nervous system, it picks up a threat. It's our survival system. So it picks up a threat or a perceived threat, and then it releases hormones. Most of us are familiar with adrenaline, right, or epinephrine. That's the hormone that's released when the body or the mind or whatever, when we perceive that there's a threat. So the ambiguous anxiety, the way we see this right now, the way we are experiencing it, is that there's this threat of this virus that somebody we know might have, or when we go out in public, we might get it. There's this kind of underlying threat. It's not like, you know, the lion or the tiger trying to eat us, but it's there. And we all are experiencing this, this sort of continual release of the accelerator hormones. Now, you know, maybe you buy it, maybe you buy that, maybe you don't, maybe you agree or not, but it seems to be very real for me, where I find myself having this like teeny bit of fear, or I find myself breathing in a way that's really shallow, or kind of holding my breath. You know, there's almost even a holding our breath until COVID is over, right? If you've experienced that. So the cool thing about our nervous system is that the other division, the parasympathetic nervous system, that's the brake. And that when the threat is over in a real live danger situation, when the threat is over, then our brains are told, oh, go ahead and release this other hormone like cortisol. And that's relaxing. So we're allowed to go back. We go back and find ourselves relaxed. Well, that happens normally, but we're not in a normal situation. So what we find ourselves doing a lot is staying with that little bit of stress and staying in that sympathetic nervous system. We're staying in the accelerator phase, and we're not getting the relaxation. Well, the cool thing though is that we can regulate our parasympathetic nervous system. We can bring it on board, and I'm sure some of you have some ideas about how. We're going to talk about breathing today and just do a little breathing exercise. But good things to do: go outside, move your body, take care of someone else's needs, like do some extending yourself to others. And today we're just going to work on a really simple breath pattern. And this will allow us to access the parasympathetic nervous system and calm ourselves down. Great? Okay. So if you are in a chair, make sure that you're sitting all the way back in your chair and that your feet are touching the floor. If you're sitting on the floor in some way, I'm sitting on the floor. I think most of you can see that I'm sitting on the floor. And if I'm on the floor, I want a good connection to the floor as well. And I could be sitting cross-legged. I'm sitting with my legs back in a pose we call Varasana. And then if it's comfortable for you, you can close your eyes and just let me guide you. If that doesn't feel comfortable, just take your gaze downward. And then just allow your breath to naturally move in and out through the nostrils without too much attention right now, just settling in. So there's a dropping in feeling. Feel the evenness of your sitting bones, so right and left side of your pelvis. If you have your hands resting in your lap, you might turn your palms up to receive. If you feel in any way particularly agitated, turn your palms down on your legs or your lap to help you ground. And now draw your lower back in slightly towards midline. Feel how this lengthens you through the spine. Let your shoulder blades drop down your back slightly and in towards your spine so that your shoulder tops are soft. So absolute stillness is not necessary. There's always movement in the body. Allow that to happen. If at any time you need to change your position, that's fine as well. So the posture that we're trying to achieve here is one where we feel both grounded through the lower body and lifted in the upper body. So often when we are simply allowing the nervous system to do what it does naturally, we find ourselves breathing just up in our chest, a very shallow breath. So if it works for you, take both hands to your belly and begin to take a deep inhale so that your belly expands. On the exhale, you'll feel your belly slightly deflate. If possible, this inhale and exhale is all through the nostrils. And just continue that pattern. A long, slow inhale. And a long, slow exhale. Feel the rising of your belly on the inhale. And feel the softening on the exhale. Now, as you inhale, can you bring your awareness to the tip of your nostrils? So you feel the expansion through your body and you feel the breath entering through the tip of your nostrils. And then as you're exhaling, let everything go. Inhaling, expanding through your ribs and your tummy, and feeling the breath at the tip of the nostrils. Exhaling, letting everything go. With each exhale, if you find a spot in the body where you're holding, if you can bring your attention and maybe even add a word, soft, soft, soft. You might try to lengthen now the inhale to a 4 or 5 count. Matching the exhale, 4 or 5 count. If your thoughts take you away, simply come back to your body and to the breath. Remember that you can change your position at any time. If you feel particularly fatigued today or depleted, you could lie on your back. As you continue to inhale, now imagine the inhale at the tip of your nostril, moving up the bridge of your nose to the space between your eyebrows. On the exhale, the breath moves back down the spine of your nose, the bridge of your nose, to the tip of your nostrils. Inhale from the tip of your nostril up the bridge of your nose to the space between your eyebrows. Exhale back down the bridge of your nose to the tip of your nose and the opening at the nostrils. Each time you inhale and you imagine that breath moving up the bridge of your nose between the eyebrows, can you soften that space between your eyebrows? Each time you exhale, if there's any holding anywhere in the body, can you soften the holding? Feel the expansion through your rib cage, your lower abdomen as you inhale. And feel a softening or letting go on the exhale. If your mind wanders, just bring it back to the body. You can revisit the posture, settling into both sides of the pelvis, drawing the low back in, reaching the heart space, softening the shoulders. Just notice if you have any agitation, just information. You can work with the breath to soften the agitation. Now, if the 4 or 5 count is comfortable, see if you can extend your breath maybe to a 6 count. Inhale and exhale, same length, same volume. Watching the breath from the tip of the nostrils, up the bridge of the nose, to the space between your brow. If it's helpful to you, you can add a word that's calming and softening. Remember, it's okay to change your position at any time. If your body becomes fatigued, you can rest on your back. As you watch the breath up the nostrils, up the bridge of the nose, can you soften the space between your brow? Now, whatever your pattern is, can you lengthen the exhale? Exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. Notice if you're trying to gasp for the inhale. If so, you need to maybe shorten the breath. So low, letting the exhale out slowly. A little bit longer than the inhale. Bring your attention to the corners of your mouth and just slightly upstroke the corners of your mouth. Bring your attention to the outside edges, the outside corners of your eyes, and feel for a lifting through the outside corners of your eyes. What we know is that the body affects the mind and the energetic feeling we have, and vice versa. So if we turn the edges of our mouth up and we turn the edges of our eyes up, inviting just an image of a smile, then we activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the calming, the rest and digest. If we draw the heart space up towards the heavens, we activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Allow your body to change your energy. Notice when you have a change in the energy, whatever, distracted, irritated, agitated, and bring yourself back to the image of the smile, to the deep breathing. It's all okay. It's just information, but this is the practice. Continue to watch the inhale as it touches your nostrils and moves up the bridge of your nose to the space between your eyebrows. And on your exhale, watch the breath back down the bridge of the nose to where it touches the nostrils. Nothing to do. What we also know is that when we can bring a feeling, a positive vibrational feeling into our bodies, that changes our energy as well. So in a gesture that works for you, bring your hands to your heart center. You can put one on top of the other, bring your hands into a prayer position, and start with gratitude. What are you grateful for today? go big here. I know there's more than one thing. If you're at home and you're by yourself, you could say these things out loud. If you're with a partner, you can still say them out loud, just naming the things for which you're grateful. Include yourself and your commitment to finding ways to be healthier and more whole. If you want to keep going with this, you could think about the things that are bringing you joy right now in your life. Yeah, it's a difficult time, but I know that we all have ways that we're finding joy. What really matters to you right now? What do you love? And how does your love take action? And then on our next inhale, friends, we'll sweep the arms up. Bring our hands together and come down to the front of our heart, bowing to one another. Namaste, and thank you for attention this morning. You can softly lift your gaze and open your eyes. And I know some of you are going to go on to pump it out a little bit. So Bellingham, have a great day. It's really awesome to see some of you. And Tammy, this is awesome. I hope you do it again and invite me back.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Yep, thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Great, great. I don't know if we have a minute for anybody to.
Yeah, we actually have a few minutes. So yeah, if there's questions, that's great.
Does anybody have a question or some comment? Thanks, Jenny, for that.
I thought it was a perfect combination of meditation and yoga. And it looks like you're sitting in a bathtub.
Yeah, I'm not in a bathtub, but it's my it's the space I'm working with.
That's beautiful.
I've been at this for a while, Jenny, with the teaching, and so I'm learning all these ways. I have a webcam now, and I'm how to organize space.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Julie. Nice to see you. Looking for other names I recognize. I recognize faces from the Y. Hi. Very nice to see you.
Are you going to be teaching yoga online as well?
I am teaching on Wednesday mornings.
Okay. What time?
9:45.
Okay.
Right? 9:45 to 10:45, and I've had the same 6 to 8 folks come on, so I'd love to have some others.
Okay.
And it's accessible to everybody. Yep.
Okay. I think that's the same time as Beth's chair yoga, if I'm not mistaken.
They do overlap, unfortunately.
They do overlap,
So yeah, there is a 15-minute overlap with those two classes.
Yeah.
Are we able to make that work so that there's no overlap, Tammy?
Yeah, we could talk about that.
That would be great. I would love that.
Let's talk offline about that. And
Okay.
Yeah, that would be super. Thank you.
Yeah, and stay tuned because we'll talk about some other. I might be able to add a class at some point, an evening class or something. So
Okay, great.
yeah, just trying to support everybody. Challenging time, but super simple exercises. Long, slow inhale, exhale. I mean, it really works. I was watching some of your faces, and some of you were just like out in relaxation land, totally. So I think it works.
Yes,
Thank you.
very good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it was great.
Yay. Okay, well, have a good class if you're going on to the exercise class, and hopefully I see Lorna, look like you're outside. The weather looks
I
nice.
am. I am.
Yeah.
I'm
Weather
usually in
looks-
my basement, but this is a nice break.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I did my last class in the woods in Northern California with the trees behind me. It was a little bit glitchy, but it was kind of fun to do.
It was great.
Yeah. So
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
you're welcome very much. Thanks for being here and bringing your presence and your energy. It's an oddly intimate activity, even though we're not in the same room. I find it actually quite interesting, and
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
I agree.
Anybody else have a question or comment? Yeah, Jenny.
Yeah, if you were to do another class in the trees in Northern California, how do we access that?
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, so wherever I am on Wednesday at 9:45, that's where I'm doing class. So I've been in Boulder doing some work and getting I have this long tooth activity going on, which still is not finished. And then I traveled up to Portland. So I stopped in California. I saw some friends there, and that's where I was on Wednesday, last Wednesday. So that's where I delivered class. So maybe I'll try to find a spot in Portland where I can. I'm learning so much about technology. You know, you got to get a hotspot on your phone, and you got to connect your phone to your computer. And I mean, I'm stretching my edges for sure. Yeah.
I really liked your description and information about the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, because for me,
yeah.
it helps to clarify
Yes.
not only what's going on, but how I can work with that and access that. So thank you. That was really helpful.
You're welcome, Rebecca. It's a very interesting time, and it might not be full acceleration that we have going on right now, but we are accelerated.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I don't know if any of you recall the first time you went out to like a public place, the grocery store, whatever. My body was shaking, and I'm not a fearful person per se.
Yeah.
But this is such an unknown, and it's so unidentifiable. There's a program. There's a podcast called On Being, ON.
Oh, yeah.
BEING.
On being,
And if you want to listen to a great talk by, the woman's name is Pauline Boss, BOSS. Pauline Boss. She talks about she has that term ambiguous grief. And so I just muted or changed that a little bit. Ambiguous anxiety. That is what we can't put our finger on it, but it's there.
right.
And and we're anxious. We're anxious about, I have parents that are 90 and 95 who haven't seen anyone in their family, and we're afraid to go see them.
Yeah.
That kind of anxiety, right?
Me too.
And it's there, and so that accelerator is on just enough that it's causing stress for us.
Yeah.
So understanding that we have some control over bringing the parasympathetic nervous system on. I don't know about, I'm sure everyone, not sure, but I'm thinking most people that live in Bellingham enjoy the outdoors. It's beautiful there. So one of the ways to bring on the parasympathetic nervous system is just go sit outside somewhere quiet.
Yeah.
Do some breathing, do some
Get a
meditation.
hammock.
Get a hammock, right? Repeat your prayers over and over. Whatever that looks like for you, claim it for yourself. Repeat your prayers over and over, and it works. It works. Yeah. Smile. Lift the heart. Yeah.
Laugh.
Yeah. I think we can only be useful to each other if we're in that place of equanimity and calmness, because otherwise
Absolutely.
we're just stirring the pot of anxiety that, you know, everything that's going on, because there's all these different layers, right?
Right.
Not just the pandemic, but everything that's just increasing. So yeah, it's really good to have these tools.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Anybody? I do have the chat box open if you want to just say something privately as well.
Rebecca, where in Northern California were you?
I was in Lassen Volcanic National Park.
Oh, okay.
So near Susanville and Redding, kind of in between those two interesting towns. If you've ever been to that part of the country. I had a beautiful drive out. You look at Mount Shasta as you're leaving. I was coming north. You look at Mount Shasta forever, and then I just, because I've been camping and on the road for about 8 days. I exited out to I-5, and all of a sudden I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, this is
Breathe.
Yes, yes.
it was so much traffic and big RVs. You know, everybody's trying to get outside. There's a, you know, even people who maybe don't practice this so much, they know, people have a sense that if I'm outside, I might feel better. So there's lots of people out in the parks and state parks and all that kind of, yeah. So anyway.
Ruth's ancestors were in the Bull Creek on the South Fork of the Eagle River in the Redwoods. And
Oh,
one
beautiful.
of our favorite places
Yeah.
to go, into a redwood grove and sit in the duff, the redwood duff.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
breathe. Be quiet.
Good place to, it was a good place to, you know, practice just being still with nature. Yeah, it was
Mhm.
great. Okay. You got another class to go to, friends.
Okay.
Really, they just have to stay put.
Oh, they stay put. Okay, you're gonna, okay, so what do I need to do then? Just leave?
Wait.
Leave.
Well, you're welcome to stay. But if you
I-
don't want to do balance class, then yeah.
I have a mega accelerator.
Okay.
You know,
Bye,
right?
Rebecca. Thank you.
All right, bye, everyone. Blessings.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay, yep. Enjoy your class.